Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Carte. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hi, it's Jamie, and I have a sewing project for us. I have some fabric that's actually left over from my daughter's wedding, but it's like a crushed velveteen. I've washed this and dried it, but I have some brand new Pioneer Woman. I just love this print. And then I have some odds and ends. I'm not sure if I'll be able to use these or not, but it always recommends that you wash and dry and press your fabric before you cut it out, right? That way, if there's any starch or whatever, sizing or whatever in there. So we will wash all of this. These are pretty good size hunks. I got them off the clearance section. But I've been waiting for just that perfect opportunity to use it, and I just think it's really pretty. So we'll get it washed, dried, pressed, and we've already used this pattern before, so it's actually cut out. Yay. And we'll just start making some little dresses. How about that? Should be a fun one, y'all. All right, we have a lot to do. Let's get to it. I'm going to begin by washing, drying, and pressing. Well, we got everything washed, and we're ready to straighten it out, pull off the little extra fringes that came about, and then get everything ironed, and then we'll be ready to start pinning on our pattern. Okay, so let me get this. I'm going to get everything straightened out, folded, and ironed for us, and then we can get started with the fun part. This pattern is pretty straightforward, so what I want to do is I want to basically just do the up and down seams, right, like on the side. Then I'm going to come in and create the casing that my ties will go into, and then hem this dress overall, and I just do that over and over and over. But it's a very straightforward pattern. If you're attempting a project like this, just read through the directions, and it generally will give you a step-by-step way to go forward with the project. So I've done this a couple times now, and I find it to be easiest to do those long seams down the sides, and then do the top casing, and then hem the bottom, and then connect it all together. Right, we've got these two little dresses cut and sewn out. I am going to put a lace trim on the bottom of these, but I need to make the little ties, and I'm just going to use gold. It'll be gold on gold. We're going to see what that looks like. So this is long enough, right? More than long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. We need 4, 2 for each one. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. So I got to find my midway point. It's got this curl on the end, something I don't like about this fabric, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it so that I can get somewhat of a midpoint. So let's pin this here. Here and here. Right. Pretty close. And then what I'll do is I can come up in here and pin like this where my scissors can go right down the middle. How about that? I think that will work. Because I have this curl all the way down. So I'm trying to figure out how to be able to use it effectively. Alright, so I got our next base started. But what I've been doing is doing the turn down for the ties. So I want to go ahead, pause right there on this piece and work on the ties. So I have this piece that I'm going to try to turn into a knot. So what I'm going to do is I need 2 ties, and I need them to be about double this length. Yeah, at least double. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and then half again, and then I'm going to do the double over and seam so I don't have to turn them. So that's where I'm going to go with this. This is the next one. that one. And on the end, now I added the trim on there. That's how I got it to meet up there. How about that? Is that just too cute or what? Phew! All right, one last one to go. How about that? That one turned out super cute. All right. So this is our last one. All right, so it's polka dots, fun, fun, fun polka dots. I'm gonna iron this. This, I think, will be the trim is what I'm thinking. We'll see. We'll see about that. But definitely want to use this. And I'm going to start just like we did before. And start with the ties. And we'll cut it, pin it, sew it, and then just go from there. Okie dokie. Phew! Almost there, y'all. this. Because it does get pretty roughly up here. You see from the picture. So I did try to mimic that. And I try to keep my ties about even. That way when I go to tie my bow, I don't have a lopsided bow. Okay. So here and here. Okay. And let's even out this gather a little bit. Okay. Do the back side. Get my ties together. I want to pull them. I want them to pretty much match the front. So I want to give them a tug. And I also want to make sure they match this way too. So and move this over. Make sure they match. Not really. This one needs to come through a little bit more. Right? So it'll be something like that. And you can always pull it in more. Right? Close enough. Okay. Now I'll do this. And this needs to come back a little bit. So there's a little bit of fussing right in here, but that just helps you to get it centered. Okay. All right, there's that. Nice. Okay, then I'm just estimating, because when you give it to whoever you're giving it to, but I'm just giving, you know, like what I think would be enough. So somewhere in there. I do put a loose knot in there. And I've left a good almost 4 inches. And I'm not going to tie this super tight. That way, again, when I give it away, they can adjust it. And, you know, as the child even grows, right? Gets taller. There we go. How about that? How cute is that? Okay, so we'll do the same thing. So again, I'm on the 10. I'm like on the 3. So 10 down to 7 and here. Okay, it looks good that way. And then I'm just going to give it a tiny little bow up here. But I've left enough trim. You can make a big bow if you want, right? Look at that. How stinking cute is that? Alright, I'm going to show you one at a time and then we'll lay them all out. So here's a larger version, right? I made this one way bigger. And this is our patriotic one. Remember when we did that? With big white bows. And then I did this one. The only one I did like this. It's a smaller one, but look, no bows. I just did a tie. Right? Again, took the same pattern And we're getting all these variations because of just like this has a band, but only one of them, right? One band. Or no bands with a big ruffle ribbon on the bottom, right? There's another one of those, the same kind of fabric down here as this, right? It's like that, but I did solid and solid with big ribbon ties. Completely different look, right? Oh, look at this one. This one is adorable. It's kind of like that last one I did where I went just different, but I put a big bow, and see, you can just push this down, and there it is. And then I did contrasting there. How cute is that? And then again, I had this velveteen. This is actually from my daughter's wedding, how many years ago? And it's just pretty, right? But look at there. I sewed that all on by hand. I should have thought of the sewing machine sooner. I actually did two like that. One in like a 2, and then one in like a 3. Right, with the big bows. And then there's this one. So it's kind of like this one, right? But I didn't contrast it, and it looks like a bandana. How about that? How cute is that? I had a lot of this white ribbon, as you can tell. It was actually wired. I took the wire out of it, but it left this nice border on here for it. And then this one, I really like this one. This one is super cute also. Look at there, with the lemons and the tie. See, that's a wider tie than what we just did tonight, right? So that's the difference in the look, you know, from this kind of tie to that kind of tie. Just depends on preference, right? What do you like? And I did the opposites again, and I hand sewed that on. Why didn't I think of the sewing machine? Okay, learned lots and lots. So bottom line, I will use pinking shears next time just to help with the ravel. I probably, I'll have to think long and hard before I use this to sew a dress again. It rolls, right? Remember, it rolled, and it's just terrible to work with, right? It just caused me not to get consistent results every time, right? Doing the same thing. Super like this when I contrast, especially when I did the border down here, that little whatever we're gonna call it, the trim piece down here, right? And I never really did this one and this, only because when I did that, I did cut the first couple out, if you remember. I did, but it made it so long. And even though I went by the sizes back here, right, I followed that on my pattern really closely when we were cutting these out, right? I made sure I was going on that 2 and that 3 and that 4, but they were just too long. So I only went with the 2 pieces, right? And then I even modified this one so that I thought it would be, you know, just that right size. But I really like the contrast. I think that came out really nice. I love this little cow fabric. Look at that, cows and horses. All right, how cute is that? And then that's like the negative to it, right? So how about that? And the velveteen is beautiful, like this blue. This is just gorgeous. Gorgeous pretty, but it's just difficult to work with. Not the sewing, but the cutting and getting it to lay so that you can sew it, right? All right, I'm going to hang these on the door and take a picture of them one at a time, but look at how many we made. I'm not a seamstress, y'all, so if I can do it, you can do it. Tell me down in the comments, which one is your favorite, right? I do kind of like this idea, right? Putting the pop of color up here and then down here on the trim. I think that turned out good. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like it, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? Doesn't that look like a bandana? If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. And well, until next time, happy crafting. Whew, I'm not going to sew for a little while. It's fun, and I like giving them away. But I think that one turned out pretty too. Look at there. Very patriotic. All right, until next time, happy crafting.